Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're going to be in the area. What beach would not mine? What beach would you recommend?
Mm-hmm.
I actually see your computer. I wish I had the right computer so that I could join you.
I think they're going live.
I can see. Here, let me walk away and then with you guys.
There are 16 parties in the conference. You will now be placed into the conference. This call is being recorded.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you talk?
All right, well, start.
Okay, you guys can go ahead and get started.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Kevin Haas, and we have some technical issues which we're working on here. We'll get ironed out just real quick.
Okay. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. Hello again, everybody. My name is Kevin Haas, and again, welcome. We got our technical issues squared away here. Welcome to our Three Harbors Council Family webinar. I'm the Council Membership Chair and a member of the Executive Board. Thank you for joining us tonight as we learn about the family program in Cub Scouting. All right, and then moving on, we got our slides working now too, so everything's working. As you may know, our council has had 3 participate in the Early Adopters program this spring. And to start out, I'd like to introduce Brian Maye, Cub Master of PAC 398 in the Polaris District in Whitefish Bay. PAC 398 was one of our early adopter PACs. And Brian, how has the program gone so far for the PAC and the Girls Den?
Yes, it's gone great, Kevin. You know, it was really something that I was just so easy to bring forward, given how Whitefish Bay is such a very intertwined community. You know, so far there have been no issues, and I think it's just leading to more of us being part of the community there in Whitefish Bay.
What type of scouting activities has the PAC participated in so far?
Yes, we did. I mean, head first, we started off with IMR, you know, the annual camp out trip.
Get them camping right away.
Yeah, camping right away. Got them all together and said, all right, we're going out, we're going camping. And they all had a blast. You know, after that, we went and did the Brewers game. You know, we were fortunate enough to be selected to do the color guard. You know, we're going to be marching in the 4th of July parade with the color guard. It just seems like it's just such a perfect time for this to happen.
So did you have any challenges recruiting girls this spring?
No, none whatsoever. When you take a step back and look at it, we actually had girls that were showing up at some of the Cub Scout meetings just out of necessity. You know, you have a lot of parents who are working and they want to be involved in Scouts, and you have, you know, boys and girls living together under one roof. You know, and so instead of having them stay at a sitter while, you know, the dad or mom went to the meeting, the girl tagged along and really became very interested. So we didn't even need a catalyst. It was kind of already there.
And how did the PAC go about recruiting den leaders for the new girls?
Yeah. So that is a bit of a challenge, right? You know, when we're in the process of this, you know, integration, for lack of a better term, and, you know, you want to keep everything, you know, as equal as possible, but you also want to stay within the confines of how we're being this early adopter. You know, we don't want things to go sideways. So that means a lot of parent interaction, and we're getting that right now. I think the parents understand that this is you know, this is a unique situation. It's kind of a big deal, and we need their support to make it work.
And one additional question I have for you, Brian, is did you have all of the girls in one girls' den, all ages, all together? Or did you have enough girls to start out with that you were able to have a separate girls' wolves den, girls' bears den, etc.?
That's something that we talked about on our annual meeting a couple of weeks ago. And that is, yeah, today it's been, you know, a den meeting that is, you know, for all the girls. And that can be a bit chaotic, you know, right? I mean, even though I believe the girls are a little bit more focused than boys at that age, you can get them to focus individually into separate groups. But in a way, you know, I think, you know, we want to make that step of getting to a certain mass to where we can have, you know, a den meeting for the girls' wolves or the girls' bears. I mean, I think we're gonna reach that. You know, the main part, I guess, is going back to finding the den leaders. You know, because now we're basically doubling down.
Okay. Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you to you and PAC 398 for sharing your successes this evening. We look forward to seeing even more girls join this fall. At this time, I'd like to introduce Lucia Cronin to further discuss the new program and bring us all up to speed on this new program. Lucia is the chair of the National Cub Scouting Committee, a member of the National Family Scouting Advisory Panel, and a member of the Executive Board of Three Harbors Council. Welcome, Lucia.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin. It's such fun to be here and to be talking with everybody else about this right here in my own home council here in Three Harbors, because I get to do this in lots of different places, but it's great to be here at home and hearing the successes, hearing what Brian's doing and learning a little bit more about what others are doing. This next slide, the two Tiger girls are, they're also from Three Harbors Council. This is from a den that is in Greendale, and this was at their first den meeting in February. I was fortunate enough to be able to be there and snap that picture of them. I just thought it captured the moment, so I wanted to share it with all of you. Early adopters, we've talked about. So the national organization, the Executive Board of Directors of the Boy Scouts of America, approved permitting girls to join Cub Scouting when they had their executive board meeting last October. And it was effective this January for Cub Scout girls. And so we had what we call early adopters. They were sort of beta testers, as you will. We didn't really go out and do active recruitment. They came to us. And as Brian was telling us, many of them were the sisters of our boy Cub Scouts who for years had been coming along to den meetings and pack meetings, participating in all of the activities, but they hadn't been receiving the badges of rank or any of the other recognitions. So we've made this change, and we did have these early adopters, which we've had now for the last just about 6 months. Of the 266 councils, Boy Scout councils that are in the United States, 165 of them have Girl Cub Scouts. Now, here's a little interesting statistic. When I put this slide together back on May 25th, I put on the slide that we had 4,700 plus girl members. Today we have 7,527. It's been just incredible growth. Yeah, really a couple thousand more just in the last month. A part of that is because of this last bullet point here on this slide. All Cub Scout packs across America are eligible to register girls as of earlier this month. And some packs do spring recruitment, and that's why we've seen the big influx just in the last 4 weeks. Let's talk for a minute about how the Cub Scout packs will be structured. A pack can become a family pack with all boy dens at each program level and all girl dens at each program level. In other words, what Brian was and Kevin were saying a few minutes ago. You've got a boy tiger den and a girl tiger den, a boy wolf den and a girl wolf den. If you're a real big pack, you might even have 2 wolf dens of boys and 2 wolf dens of girls. As many as you can accommodate in your own pack structure. And we want to have those separate dens at each age level because, as those of you who are familiar with Cub Scouting know, there is a specific program for each age level. Lions, the kindergartners, have their own program, which is foundational for, but distinct from, the Tiger program in 1st grade, Wolves in 2nd grade, Bears in 3rd grade, and Webelos in 4th and 5th grade, with the 5th graders working on Arrow of Light. One thing we do have to be aware of is that an adult female must be present for any activity involving female youth. Now, a pack might also decide to remain an all-boy pack with all boy dens only, as they have been. Maybe that's what they want to do in conversation with their chartered organization. And what might then happen is there would be a separate all-girl pack, perhaps at that same school or at that same place of worship, with all-girl dens only. And again, an adult female must be present for any activity involving female youth. Let's talk about the steps to welcoming girls into Cub Scouting. So for the early adopters, Brian described that process. He said they were sort of already there. So now that we are opening this for every pack in America, we do need to make sure that each pack gets approval from the chartered organization. So the unit leadership, that is Cub Master, Pack Committee Chair, and or others from the Pack Committee, should meet with the chartered organization representatives to get approval to do that. I think very often a chartered organization will do what the pack wants to do. We usually find we've got a really nice collaborative relationship, and they'll do what the pack wants to do. But it does require chartered organization approval. Because of people's busy schedules, while I've said that it's ideal to meet with them in person, if you can do this, or if it needs to be done through some other means of communication, a phone call or something else, you can certainly do that, but we do need to make sure that the chartered organization does approve. And then, of course, the next step is to begin approaching parents to recruit the new den leaders and the PAC leadership as necessary. So if what was formerly an all-boy PAC is converting to a family PAC with both boy dens and girl dens, there's not really any need to change the PAC leadership. The PAC probably already has strong leadership, both male and female, at the PAC level. And you will need to recruit new den leaders the same way you would be recruiting new den leaders for any new den, boy or girl. You're going to promote to the kids are going to get enthused, the kids are going to want to join, and you're going to identify who the ideal parents are from among that group. I strongly advocate for not locking them in a room and telling them they can't leave until someone raises their hand. I think that's a very poor way to select a leader for anything, anytime. So instead, take a look at who's there. Think about who the leaders are, who communicates well with other parents, who works effectively with children, who's a well-organized person, communicates well, stays on top of things. Very often, those are the parents you want to recruit actively to become the den leader. So you want to actually select someone, vet them, make sure, check with some other people. Gee, so-and-so is active as a, whatever, Little League baseball coach, or so-and-so is active as a member of the PTA or as a Sunday school teacher. I've seen them, and I know they work well with kids. Check around with others to make sure you're really recruiting the very best people to be the den leaders and PAC leadership if you're forming an all-new girls PAC, and you obviously then will need new PAC leadership. And then, of course, the next step was working with all of us together, fellow volunteers, to begin recruiting the new families, the new members of the PAC. Okay, so what have we done about all of the materials? I want to emphasize, first of all, that the Cub Scout program has not changed in any way. We did a very nice program change back in 2015, and now the program consists of a series of adventures at each program level, some of which are required, some of which are elective. And if you're familiar with Boy Scouting, think of Cub Scout adventures as being similar to Boy Scout merit badges. Each one is an experience. And so the handbooks have now all been updated. Again, the requirements have not changed for about a year and a half, but we needed to make the language gender neutral, and we needed to include photographs of girls. I'm also kind of nuts about keeping things organized and aligned, so we've color-coded everything. Lions are the yellow gold color, tigers are orange, wolves are red, bears are light blue, webelos are the olive green, or the plaid, which we'll continue to see for webelos. The handbooks are coil bound. They're easier to work with that way. And if you've got them stacked on a shelf and there's no, there's no hardbound cover, how do you know which one you have? Well, the coil colors match the color of the handbook. There have been, again, no changes in the requirements, but 2 of the Arrow of Light program adventures, that is the program for 5th graders, have been renamed. The adventure that used to be called Outdoorsman is now called Outdoor Adventurer, and the adventure that used to be called Sportsman is now called Sports. So color coding and uniformity by program level, I just discussed this a minute ago. There are the colors. You'll see them again. And now we'll flip through and you'll see some slides that represent what some of those uniform components are going to look like. There we have our lions. New this year for lions used to just have the T-shirt and the cap. They will now have an opportunity to buy a neckerchief. It'll be a lion neckerchief. They'll have a neckerchief slide. And down at the bottom center of this slide is the new lion badge. So people who were part of the lion pilot in the last couple of years had a diamond-shaped lion badge. Well, that doesn't fit on the blue uniform to form the larger diamond once you've got bobcat, wolf, bear, and what am I missing? Tiger, sorry. So we've created a new one, lion, and it can be worn on the tiger t-shirt, and it can also be sewn onto the blue Cub Scout uniform shirt once the child moves into that uniform, and it gets placed below the left pocket. There will be, in each of the handbooks, there's a diagram depicting where everything goes. I think I maybe don't have a slide for tigers, but tigers are orange for everything. Here are wolves. Wolves are red. Oh, look at this. These are some photographs from the handbooks, by the way. So we've got 2 boy wolves in the top photo and 2 girl wolves in the lower photo. Bears continue to be light blue. The bear background color of the bear badge has been a sort of a pale aqua green color. That color is now going to be the same color as the bear neckerchief. It's going to be the light blue color of the. So in wolves, they used to have a yellow gold neckerchief but a red badge. Well, they're now red. Bears used to have a sort of a light aqua green badge and a blue neckerchief. Well, they're now blue. Tigers have always been orange, so no worries there. And Webelos, that should look familiar to you. And, oh, again, look, we've got a photo from the Webelos handbook. We've got a couple of girl Webelos there coming out of their tent, and boy Webelos. So those uniforms are not changed. Webelos, by the way, are now in tan uniforms only. Webelos won't be in the blue uniforms. If someone still has one and they want to wear it, I have no objection to that. But over time, you'll see that change, and you'll see that Webelos will all be wearing the tan uniforms. Okay, and some other fun things on this next slide. So girls will wear the same uniform as the boys with 2 additional bottom options. And also, we've got a size extra small uniform shirt. Some of those tigers who wear that shirt are pretty little, and so we've added an extra small that's going to be available in just a couple of weeks here. And then uniform bottom options. There are skirts, which are available now. They've been extremely popular. Switchbacks, which are the pants that you know where the legs zip off and become shorts. Roll-up pants. The 2 girls, the girl in the center and the girl on our left in this photograph, are both wearing the roll-up pants. So those pants can be rolled all the way down, and they're regular length pants. These are a brand new item, by the way, for girls. So they can be, and I've seen these, they can be rolled down and be regular ankle length pants, or they can be rolled up and fastened. There's a button tab, so they can be worn rolled up if it's warmer weather, and those will also be available very soon. And then there's a new shorts design, which is performance fabric. They're really nice, lightweight performance fabric. I've seen those too. Those are for boys or girls, and those are going to be available also very soon. And there are a number of other there are some new t-shirts and other fun things to welcome girls, and some new product selection for our boy Cub Scouts as well. I want to make sure everybody has this slide and is aware of this. The Family Scouting website, there's the address, and that is just packed full of all sorts of helpful information, including what's the pack structure, sort of what are the rules around leadership. There's a frequently asked questions page that gives a lot of answers. And very importantly, this website is updated really very, very often. I spoke today with the person who is in charge of that, and I know that as they get certain questions, they're adding them to the frequently asked questions page and keeping the website up to date. So I want to make sure everybody knows where that is and that there's a wealth of information on their website. Okay, now I'm going to talk just a bit about the Scouts BSA program. So our organization has not changed its name. We are still the Boy Scouts of America. And right now, we have Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts and Venturers. We also have Sea Scouts. We've got STEM Scouts, We've got, all the flavors of our program. Starting on February 1st, 2019, the name of the organization will still be the Boy Scouts of America. But the programs will be Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA instead of Boy Scouts, and Ventures, Sea Scouts, etc., etc. So the one program within the Boy Scouts of America is changing its name to Scouts BSA, and those members will call themselves Scouts, as they always have. So that'll be February 1st, 2019. The requirements for the badges and the ranks will all remain the same. No difference between the girl program and the boy program in terms of any of those requirements. The materials are being updated, so there'll be something for each. Uniforms are being updated. It's the same uniform, but they're going to create a new cut for the girls so that it fits them a little bit better. And then the bottom bullet point there, let's talk just a little bit about the structure of Scouts BSA program. Troops will be single gender only. Now remember, in Cub Scouts you can have both girl dens and boy dens in the same pack, but you can't have co-ed dens. All the kids in a den either have to be all girls or they have to be all boys. In Scouts BSA, the troops will be single gender, either all boy or all girl. Now, for the convenience of families, troops may be linked. That is, they may meet at the same time and location. They could even have the same members of a troop committee. We have that right now, where we've got Boy Scout troops and the members of the troop committee are the same, or there's an overlap. However, bottom bullet point, they may not share a scoutmaster. They can do a crossover though. Somebody who's a scoutmaster for the girl troop can be an assistant scoutmaster for the boy troop. And somebody who's a scoutmaster for the boy troop can be an assistant scoutmaster for the girl troop. There have been, next slide here is, there have been some changes in barriers to abuse, youth protection requirements. 2 Deep Leadership now requires 2 registered adults. Okay, you used to be able to just kind of grab an extra parent and go. This is a reason to register more of the parents in your unit, your pack or your troop or your venturing crew. And by the way, they have to be age 21 or over, not age 18, age 21 or over. And one other little change, in addition to the existing tenting and sleeping arrangement requirements, there is now the requirement that there must, it used to be there should not be an age difference of greater than 2 years in youth who tent together. Now there must not be an age difference of greater than 2 years in youth who tent together. And of course, a child can sleep in a tent with a parent, and that hasn't changed. And then again, watch that Family Scouting website that I've told you about for current requirements. Next slide just shows some of our marketing materials. Scout Me In, of course, is a play on the phrase "Count Me In," and you'll see there depicted for the whole organization and Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA. Okay, now let's see if we can open the phone lines. And we're not finished for the evening. We have more to come. But I would want to pause right here and take questions, if there are questions from the callers on the phone. If you have a question, please go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
We're just checking technically to see if we have you unmuted. I'm not positive we do. She's checking for us here.
All right, hello?
So, Lucia, I'm going to ask a question.
Sure.
And we may be getting some pushback from Girl Scouts, and I think that part of the answer is that we're looking at not taking girls from Girl Scouts with family scouting. I think that the answer is we're looking at other girls that aren't involved in any type of scouting currently. Is that right?
That's exactly right, Kevin. There are many, many fine youth-serving organizations across America and here in our own community, and they all serve a very, very good purpose. We hope that kids find one or more of them, which will help them develop into fine young people, fine adults eventually. So no, it's as you said, nobody's looking to to take anybody out of any other organization, Girl Scouts or any other organization. We are finding that of the early adopters, the vast majority of them were not in Girl Scouts. And interestingly, more than 20% of them are jointly registered in both Girl Scouts and Cub Scouts. They want to be in both, and they're participating in both programs because the programs are different, and kids gain something from both of those. So people can certainly do that if they want to, but there are a lot of kids out there who are not being served by us or by anybody else, and those are kids we would especially like to be able to reach because of the quality of our program and what we know it does for them. Good question. Thanks, Kevin.
Can the boys also wear the roll-up mask?
If they want to. You can tell it's summer. There's a little levity in the
Kevin, you would look good in that. If there's a flood on set.
Yes, there's a flood on set. Good.
Question. So why does a girl den need a female? We go ahead and pop out the chat room real quick for you guys.
Okay. I think the question might be, why does a girl den need a female den leader? And it might also say, boy dens now can have, great question. So what you're pointing out is the obvious, which is this is a double standard. It is. We're well aware of that. There has been long, hard discussion about this for months and months and months. The Boy Scouts of America has a partnership with a national organization called the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Some of you may have heard of that organization. We rely upon them to give us data and to give us certain input into what we're doing. The fact of the matter is that abuse perpetrated against girls is much more often perpetrated by an adult male than it is by an adult female. Abuse against boys is much more often perpetrated by a male than a female. Statistically, the people at the Center for Missing and Exploited Children tell us that. They have advised us that for the protection of everyone, there should be a female present. It doesn't mean that a female needs to be the den leader or the assistant den leader or the cub master. It just means there needs to be a registered adult female present, just there as a presence. And of course, all the 2 Deep leadership standards. I feel strongly that our 2 Deep leadership standards are really, really good standards. They protect us. If you've taken youth protection training, you're well aware of what those are. But this is a requirement. The National Executive Board feels strongly about this, and we will abide by it. So it won't make everybody happy. I'm fully aware of that. Okay, any other questions?
If there is a girl troop and a boy troop that are linked together.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Lucia. And I think it's really valuable. We are maybe getting one more question.
Okay, sure. Can boy and girl dens of the same level work and meet at the same time in the same location? Yes, they may. There's not any reason they can't. They do need to be separate dens because remember, we want everybody to have a chance to be a denner and so forth. We also think it's important that girls have a place to associate only with girls, and that boys have a place to associate only with boys. There's something about that we think is healthy for the development of young people. So we that's why they need to be separate dens. But I look back on my own years as a Cub Scout den leader, and there were often times when my den would meet with another den, and we would do an activity together. And so, if the situation lends itself to that, there's nothing that precludes that, certainly. 2 more questions? Okay. Can boy troops and girl troops have joint campouts? Yes, following all of the guidelines and requirements around camping and tenting and sleeping arrangements, they can. For anybody who's been to a national jamboree or maybe a large camporee where venturing scouts have participated, you know that there are arrangements made for that, and we would follow all of those same requirements, policies, and practices.
The next question was the same.
Yeah, got it. Okay. I hope I've answered that adequately. Okay. Will this presentation be made available to share with others? Yes, it's being recorded. Yep. Okay.
And it'll be on our website probably next week. It'll be live on our website that leaders and any parents can go and watch it.
Okay, so do they go to the, explain, Wally, how to do that. They go to the Three Harbors Council website. And
there'll be a link on the homepage to go to it.
A link on the homepage. Great, thank you. Okay, back to Kevin.
All right, hey, thank you, Lucia. And that was Wally Smith that was talking also to identify Wally here. Yeah, Lucia has been great, has been active at the national level in rolling this out, and it's great to have Lucia here at our council and here in Three Harbors. I'd like to review a few of the recruitment tools that your PACs can use this coming fall. One of the most popular recruitment tools are yard signs. These signs can be used in front of churches, chartered partners, schools, and other places that provide visibility. One place you cannot put them is in a public right-of-way like a median or on the street. Okay, I bring this up. I'm a West Dallas alderman, and I don't like it when people put their yard signs in the middle of medians or between the curb and the sidewalk. That is illegal in most communities, and that's a no-no. Otherwise, these yard signs are good. They serve as a reminder of scouting and serve as one of the many touches that are needed to attract parents and scouts.
And how can you do that?
And thank you, Lucia. Yeah, yard signs are available at the Scout office. You just have to stop by during the regular business hours.
And they're free? And
they're free, you betcha. Just have to go back to the field services and ask. You may even be able to
ask for Angela.
Ask for Angela. All right. Another popular tool are school flyers. And as you can see, we have added girls into this year's flyers. These flyers can be ordered through your district executive and can be produced at both Milwaukee and Kenosha service centers. So same thing with the yard signs. You can get them at the service centers. Yeah, and if you do have further questions, you can feel free to send us your questions, and we'll answer them again in a few minutes. So we'll have some more time for questions. Another growing recruitment tool is social media. This is a way of catching new parents, and if all your parents all post recruitment open houses on their Facebook and Instagram accounts, it'll reach thousands. In addition, you'll be able to post it in your school's Facebook page, or hopefully be able to post it. Well, yeah, with Facebook, anyone would have access to that as long as you're a member of the group, and you can post it on the page. Please see your district executive for additional graphics that can be used for social media posts and emails. And then another is stickers. We are also planning on having stickers available for recruitment. While we may not be able to hand these out in schools, there are many other events that would be ideal, such as church events, community fairs, evening functions at schools. And in addition, there are many other recruitment items that each PAC should work towards to prepare a successful fall recruitment. Among these, well, first off, you make sure your PAC selects a recruitment chair. Ask the school for a date to speak with youth. have a table set up at your school's parents' night or back to school night, attend your district kickoff in August, plan your PAX open house, make plans to provide mentors for your new den leaders, select a PAX social media chair, finalize your PAC calendar. Don't forget about training new den leaders and for youth protection training. Set a goal for boys and girls. Please remember that it takes multiple ways to invite new cubs and their parents to join. A PAC should plan on using each of these methods to conduct a successful recruitment. And so I thank you for joining us tonight, but before we say goodbye, I want to look and see if we have any more questions that might have come in that we can try and answer.
There's at least one. Council camps allow linked troops to be on the same camp.
Oh, so we're back on so this goes back to the topic when we were answering questions a short while ago about boy troops and girl troops going to camping events together. And so the question is, will the council camps allow the linked troops to be on the same campsite? Well, that falls under all of the requirements for campsites and tenting arrangements and camping arrangements. Typically in a camp, girls are tented in one physical area and boys are tented in a different, separate physical area away from the girls.
And I think they may be asking is if a district has a camporee at one of our council camps, could the girls also participate in the same camporee as the boys?
Sure, they can, of course, go to the same events, and I'm sure that the camporee organizers will make arrangements for the appropriate tent locations and who will have their campsites where. Yep. Yeah, but certainly all the activities are open, of course.
All right, and then I think we did get one more question. What's the link for the family scouting information?
Yeah, there's a few people who called in who may not be seeing the video.
Okay. Oh, all right. So if they're on the phone. All right. So it is www.scouting.org/familyscouting.aspx. And family scouting is all one word. I'll repeat that, www.scouting.org/familyscouting.aspx. That's the Family Scouting website.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I also want to thank Lucia again and for Brian for assisting us. I hope you agree that this is an exciting time for the BSA and how this has the ability to change our program positively for many years to come. Thanks again to all of you for your support of Scouting and for all the work that you do for Scouting and for our youth. And have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.